a Wednesday, just an idyllic spring summer day here in Metro Detroit. How is everybody? Rico in tropical attire, Kenny in a post-birthday afterglow, and Roberto's birthday today. And he gets to spend it alone, which is exactly what he enjoys.
It's his wish.
This is tremendous.
Isn't this the day that we have been waiting for after spending 2 months in gray?
Yes. This last few days. It's beautiful. I hope people on some level have gotten to enjoy it. Rico, we have talked a lot here as the Tigers finish beating the Guardians, take 2 out of 3. I don't want to hurt the people, but I have to tell you, my excitement is probably different than theirs. And I don't know if I'll be able to communicate it where they won't be mad. But
I'm going to say this.
What?
I think the more pragmatic Tigers fans will appreciate what you're about to say.
All right. What I'm about to tell you is I want to congratulate you. Not on being 3 games under 500. Not on being a couple games out of first. Not on taking 2 out of 3 from the Guardians, all of which are very positive. I want to congratulate you on having the number 1 trade asset in Major League Baseball because Eduardo Rodriguez is crushing. He's become arguably the best pitcher in baseball over the last 6-7 starts. Because of his opt-out, he is the number 1 asset in baseball. And I would trade him before you get to the airport. And it's on the heels of reports today the St. Louis Cardinals are interested. And all I'm telling you is this. You have 2 choices. Now, you can ride this out. You could hope that he pitches in a way that he's never pitched before. I mean, this is a guy who, generally speaking, is a 4 ERA guy. Good pitcher, not great. Mid-rotation, not front end. He's pitching right now like a guy that would start the All-Star game. Now, you could ride that out. But at the end of the year, you're going to be left with your garden hose in your hand. And I don't know if you're available. I don't know if you're aware. Garden hoses don't win games. So he's leaving because he will get not quite, but almost double his current salary on the open market.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are hoping he's going to give the Tigers a hometown discount and just he's going to see the rebuilding.
Is
and
he from Detroit?
No.
Has he played here for 10 years?
No.
Why would he do that?
Because he's winning and he wants to be a part of this Tiger rebuild.
You're under 500. So
you're close.
You're under 500. So my point is, guys, I want, because here's your choice. You could extend E-Rod 4 years and $120 million. No, I wouldn't do that. Can't do that for 6 good starts. But I've said it since last week. I'm setting the market if I'm Scotty Harris. Here's the problem. And we were all sitting watching the game. With pitching, one grab in the elbow, one sharp pain in the shoulder, couple bad starts, felt something in his forearm, and it's all over. And I want to remind you of something. For those of you who think I'm a bad guy and you're not being nice and why can't we, you know what? Do whatever you want. Remember the name Michael Fulmer. Because I was the same guy begging you to trade him. Begging. And you didn't. He blew out, and you got nothing. 0. And it set your rebuild back. There was a time where Michael Fulmer could have landed you a top 5 prospect. Yeah. Well, potentially, depending on rumors and hearsay, Alec Bregman. Okay? So remember something. You've lived it already. And if the St. Louis Cardinals are interested, I want to empower Scott Harris. This isn't to hurt anybody. I want to empower someone who I actually think is a smart baseball man to get his first big swing at the plate.
Well, here's the other thing. If you're that enamored with E-Rod, make the trade, go get him at the end of the year, and bring him back. Now, it may not happen, but at least now you'll pick up extra pieces. And if you really feel like he could become a part of this rebuild, go get him after the season's over.
No, and he's been splendid. I mean, he has been absolutely – I loved signing him. I don't love opt-outs. I don't love that if he plays really well, he leaves. But he's always been a hard-throwing lefty. Just injuries caught up to him. But you have options. But I don't think riding this out is one. Because if he's not pitching this way, he has no value. The things I'm trying to allow Scotty Harris to go and get you, we're talking about players who could be here for a decade. Talking about guys that you could have as cornerstone guys. Now, look, the Cardinals will try to pilfer you and offer you, Juan Yepez or something. No. You're going to give me something real. Otherwise, someone else will. Let me tell you, I think the New York Yankees would be interested. A lefty in that park. Carlos Rodon might be dead. Frankie Montes is dead. Yankees need pitching desperately. The Philadelphia Phillies, they're all in. They're all in twice over.
See, I think you could just fill in the blank, Mike, and save yourself some time.
Any team.
Every competitive team needs a left-handed pitcher.
Okay.
Starter. But yes, I get where you're going with this.
You have the bell. You may as well just ring it. You're
It's
right.
over there.
I just saved Rico just saved me 200 words. But I'd love to know where you're at with it. Because I think I am not in the business. I'm not going to pay this guy for 6 good starts. I'm not going to do that. Okay, David, what's going on, buddy?
I'm sick of you all asking for the bail. Here's the bail.
Oh, thank you. Bang. There you go. Here's your bell back. David has had enough. We'll hear from David.
Double bang.
Yeah, well, no, that was the Celtics last night with the Sixers. So here's my question. Listen, I'm not saying it to be smarmy. I'm not saying it to hurt anybody. Guys, I want the Tigers to win badly because, frankly, it makes our life a lot easier. But Erod's got to go. He's been the best pitcher in baseball the last 6-7 starts, and you're seeing the Sharks starting to circle. I think, look, if Avila was the GM, I'd be mortified. Scotty Harris, I'm not telling you he's Steve Yzerman where he gets blind faith, but I've got enough faith to let him get to the dish and do his thing. Yeah. And if the Cardinals are into it, the Phillies, the Yankees, and again, according to Sports Illustrated, I know, dying medium, according to Sports Illustrated, the Cardinals are very interested in Eduardo Rodriguez. So my question is simple. What do you want to do? I think if you ride it out, you have to be willing to live out Michael Fulmer 2.0. And I'm not willing to do that. And this isn't the same. I know what we're going to get. One of you is going to drunkenly call and be like, hey, why do we have to trade every good player we ever have? Guys, I didn't sign him to a deal where he had an opt-out.
Right.
I'm not telling you to trade every good player. I'm telling you to trade one who's going to leave to double his salary in a matter of months.
Because I think every Tigers fan can agree. You're in the beginning of a new rebuild. I know you don't want to hear that. But if that's the case, you can start adding pieces now. And you can get good pieces, not just cast off. And yeah, you're right. I look at what Scott Harris did with trading Soto. And you brought back some pieces. Now, yeah, it's a small sample size.
Sure.
But man, the first time it looks like the Tigers may have won a trade. First time in 7 years.
Well, it's a no-doubter. And it's not that Maton and Vierling are any good. It's that Gregory Soto can't throw it in the ocean.
Right.
But look, I don't even know what you get from the Cardinals. Again, they have a gaggle of outfielders. You're interested? Maybe. Hey, here's an idea. They have an $88 million problem with Wilson Contreras. I'm not telling you I'd do that straight up. Hell no. I'd make them pay dearly. They just banish the guy to not catching. He'd walk in and be your best hitter.
I like where you came up with that because you threw in a little cherry on top.
What's that?
When you were like, by the way, if we take this contract, you're going to give us somebody else.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, and again, you don't get the order if you don't ask. And maybe they don't want Contreras or they don't care. They don't want the money. They think he's a bum.
Right, but when you were like, and throw in Jordan Walker, it's like.
And they're not giving up Jordan Walker. But my point is you got to ask.
Right. Yeah. Maybe they want to get rid of him so badly.
Look, whether it's a Tyler O'Neill, whether it's a Dylan Carlson, I don't know. That's Scotty Harris's job, not mine. I'm just making a point to you. Erod has been one of the stories of baseball, and it sucks. If you had him locked up for a few more years, I'm not dealing him. But I want to know what you want to do. Because he's not going to keep pitching this way because he has the lowest whip in the majors. He's got an ERA sub-2. There's nothing in his track record to suggest it'll continue. The job of a general manager is to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah. And if he loves it here so much, you can go after him in the offseason and try to bring him back and offer him a deal and see if he really does want to be a part of this rebuild.
Right. And guys, listen, if you're going to call up and you're going to say, well, we're only X out, it's 33 games. I mean, the reality is if you use analytics and you look at what your team really is based on data, you're a hell of a lot closer to being 13-22 than you are to 16-19. You're not in a good division. You're not going to win anything. Like, come on. Let's deal in reality. Now, if you just want to have a fun summer, yell out YOLO in the sky, and are willing to let Erod leave for nothing.
People still yell YOLO.
Some of the people who call this show with their sports takes probably do. But I'm just making a point. So look, it doesn't bring me joy to do it. But I'm eager to see Scott Harris at the big show. Meaning, hey, here's a premium asset. Show the people everything Al Avila wasn't. Show me the ability for you to go out, be a killer, and get over on a team. Like one of the prime deals, and I'm being serious about it. If you go back and look, it was Tampa. And when Tampa Bay, I think they traded Chris Archer. And I think they got back at that time Tyler Glasnow, Austin Meadows, and then Meadows was good for a few years. I know we got the version. He's got all kinds of things going on. And there was one other player, but they absolutely murdered the Pirates. Murdered them. Be that team. Win every trade. And we'll have this thing.
Tampa sold their soul.
There's a blood oath.
Yeah.
There's something. But no, I would love to know where you're at with it, guys. And if you tell me you want to hold on to Erod, I'm not going to yell. I'm not in the mood. It's 78 and sunny. It's beautiful out. We're having a good time. But understand why I'm saying it. That's all I ask. This is not punitive. It's not me being a penis. I'm trying to be nice. Guys, Erod is so effing good right now. Capitalize on it. Because I've been here with you guys long enough. I've lived the inverse. When you hold and you live in a fantasy land, guys, what I don't want to do is the show where Erod's now on the IL or Erod regresses back to what he probably is, and I can't tell you you're going to be able to get some sexy trade. Best I can do. And we'll all get this rebuild going faster.
Yeah.
You make the right move or moves. You have an offseason. You add some pieces. Some of your young guys pop. We can probably get it rolling. But Rico, right now.
Knowing that this division, I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon.
What, the division?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, if you start now.
I'm not allowed to tell you what I think about the Guardians because people will think I'm knocking them. I'm not. You take 2 out of 3 against any Major League Baseball team, you did your job. This has nothing to do with the Tigers.
Mike.
But the Guardians?
Okay. That's why I said
that offense.
If you want to be interesting, it's this month. You're playing one team with a winning record. It's Pittsburgh, a 2-game series here at home.
Right.
Everybody else losing record right now. Yeah, you should be able to take 2 out of 3 against all the teams you're going to be playing.
But you know my problem.
It means nothing.
I'm sorry. I don't want to say sorry to you this early in a show, but I have to say I'm sorry. I feel like I'm on Jerry Springer right now.
No, but as you always say, we're in the interesting business.
Kenny, you are not the father.
What's up?
Kenny, the Tigers are not the team. I'm sorry.
The DNA.
I mean, Kenny,
back.
Kenny, you love the Tigers. Are you mad at what I'm saying?
No, not at all. I was under no delusion that this was going to be the year we were going to win anything anyway. So trading away Erod, that's just business. And I'm fine with it.
But it's going to hurt a lot.
Good.
I think it's going to hurt a lot of Tigers fans, especially if in this Fugazi month they start winning against bad teams. You're going to, wait, we're turning it around. No, you're not.
You know what's funny? They're still on ESPN's list. They did a big article today, and this isn't me. I'm just saying ESPN. Why are there so many bad teams in baseball? And they kind of analyzed it. And the Tigers are still 2 of the 5 teams beyond the Oakland A's that they project to lose 100 games. So as Ice Cube once said, here's what they think about you.
I was about to say today was a good day.
Well, today
was, yes.
And you know what? Both things can be true. Both things can be true. But I want to talk to the people because I understand, guys, if he's signed, there's nothing for us to talk about. If you want to sign him, here's what I would say he could get on the open market. Realistically, 4 at 120. He'd probably make about $30 million a year.
Yeah.
If he pitches like this, are you really ready to do that and be the team paying him into his 30s? Or we go out and get controllable pieces, cheap pieces, good pieces. You know, all of a sudden I call the Cardinals and I go get Mason Wynn, who's their number 2 prospect and a shortstop. Now I don't need to look at Zach Short ever again. I'm trying, man. I want playoff baseball back here. So let's.
No, you build up the farm. That's been
with a GM
depleted.
that knows what he's doing.
Yes.
All right. We good? I didn't hurt any feelings. We're okay.
No. As I said, I think a lot of people will understand what you're saying. Coming off of the way he's been pitching, it's like, well, no, I want to hold on to him, but don't get seduced by the short-term success.
That's right.
Think big picture.
Big picture is we want a World Series. We want a parade down Woodward. Right. If you want a cheap thrill,
right,
good for you.
Right. Starting pitcher in the All-Star game, that's not big picture.
For some people it is, but I'll leave that alone. 248-539-9797. Great to have you aboard on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. We'll get to your calls next. 97.1